Jeshua, The Personal Christ, Volume 4, The Interdimensional Self, The Way to Peace. The Interdimensional Self. Beloved one, I would speak with you now about your true being, who you are and where you have come from. I would speak with you to answer many of the questions you have had about life, why you are here, and how you can see your life and circumstance more wholly. I would speak with you about the love you have forgotten and how you can remember. Beloved one, what you do within this reality is a great miracle. You focus so intently and so specifically upon a reality that all the rest of reality, with a capital R, is momentarily forgotten. You focus most wondrously upon a time, a place, a personality, an individuality, a reality, small r, and yet at the same time you are functioning within other realities, small r. You are having lifetimes in other realities, lifetimes as long as you can imagine and as short as you can imagine, living a whole lifetime in what would be in your measurement a nanosecond, and yet it is a full lifetime full of experience within the spark of time. Within your present reality, the collective consciousness, the belief deeply embedded within you as the collective consciousness, says that there is but one reality. It is this now moment, and you must attend to this reality. You must give it all of what you feel your energy to be. Within other realities there are belief systems which allow for the sampling of various venues of experience where you know you are having experience. A lifetime within that dimension, and yet you know that you are also expressing and experiencing in other realities as well. Now, within your current reality, you have moved to a place of semi-remembrance of the allness of you, where you will allow that there is expanded consciousness with some of the brothers and sisters who do not have to have the focus upon the body. In other words, ones which you will call the masters, the guides, the teachers, the angels, ones who are not activating the body. And you have built into your belief system a most wonderful door, a door which is opening now because you are decreeing that it is time for it to open, a door which is allowing your consciousness to know more of who you are. You have dreamt many dreams, and you have dreamt dreams of awakening. That is where you stand now. You know that the awakening will happen. That is within your acceptance now. But there is still the belief in process which says it is yet to be. It is in the future somewhere. But within your belief system, you have also put in the most wonderful door and a key to open that door, and you are in the process of turning the key and opening the door. The key is a most wondrous one, and yet it is the most simple. It is difficult for the ego, for the separated ego will not want that to be part of your belief system. The key is the willingness to believe, the willingness to say, there must be more than just this reality. It is that simple. You have been listening to a still small voice within you which has been saying, I am ready now to know who I am. I am ready now to open a door and to walk through it into full realization and remembrance of who I have always been and what I have always been from time began. So while you are yet miraculously and specifically focusing upon this reality, you are also building into this reality the open door which will allow you to move into the understanding and the experience of the interdimensional you. It also allows you to move into, have conversation with, the other you, plural, expressing in other dimensions. Now in times of meditation, in times when you allow the mind to be free of constraints of the world, you have been daydreaming most wondrous things. The daydream, allowing the mind to go without judgment to wherever it would take you. You have gone to other realities and you have played. You have experienced what it feels like to be the most expansive star in the heavens. You have looked at the most wonderful lights in your heavens, and you have known oneness with those lights. You have felt yourself blended, if you will, in the energy of the star, and you have moved beyond the perimeter of the small self. As you have looked upon the most beautiful flower, you have glimpsed for an instant how it feels to be the energy of the flower, or how it feels to be what you would call within your concept the diva of that flower, the energy which guides, consists, and directs the growth and expression of that flower. The same with a blade of grass. The same with a tree or a small seedling. You look at it and wonder at the miracle of life. You see amidst every creation a miracle of life everywhere. You have allowed yourself from time to time to lose the sense of restriction which said, I am only this individuality. I am only this body. I am only this personality. You have lost that small sense and expanded into knowing more of your true self in what you would call dimensions even within this reality. In times of meditation, you have lost all sense of body. You have even lost all sense of mind. Then you come back to this reality, and someone may have asked you, "Where have you been?" And you reply, "I didn't feel the passage of time. I don't know where I've been, but it felt good. It felt expansive. It felt like heaven. It felt wonderful." You try to find the words to explain it, and there are no words, for it is a knowing and a remembrance which goes beyond the restriction of this reality. You play within many realities even as you would see a slice of time. You play within many realities that do not know or believe in the concept of time. You know how it feels to go as the flow of energy which is unrestricted. Within your concept in this reality, you would call it the speed of light, because it is the fastest that you know or can imagine within this reality. And yet it is faster than light. It is beyond the concept of light. You know how it feels to be one with the ocean of being. You know how it feels to experience the wholeness, the holiness of you and the healing that you so desire. You have touched that place of great healing in times of meditation, in times of quiet. Allow the imagination to be free, to take you beyond what is known as this reality, and then to release even the imagination and just be. As you are beginning the process of connecting with the allness which is you, use the tools that are made within this reality. You are the most wonderful makers of tools, of techniques. You are the ones who are creative in bringing forth the teachers who will speak to you of ways that will be as a catalyst for remembrance. Use those tools in the beginning of this process. Already you have been doing that as you have been visiting many of the workshops, many of the speakers who have found themselves alive with an energy which goes beyond what you have known in everyday activity. And their energy has been so contagious that you have wanted to be in their presence. You have wanted to sit at their feet and to learn what they can impart to you. You call forth these teachers because you are ready. Your desire is to know the next tool that you can use, the next catalyst for remembrance. You want to know more of your true self. You want to come truly alive. You know that you can live the daily life. You can earn the golden coins enough to sustain the body, but there must be more to life. As you see your life rushing by, and all of you have felt an acceleration of time, you feel it rather incumbent upon you to get on with this search, not to waste any more time. Now, in truth, you have never wasted any time, but the ego will speak to you, and sometimes there is a feeling that you have wasted time. You have explored many avenues, but now you are at a place where you want to know the tools, you want to know the process, you want to know the door and how to open it. The door is within your understanding, your belief, even at this time. The key to opening it is the willingness to trust that you can open it, to trust that you are opening it, not to judge self, not to judge every revelation to put it down, but to look upon every experience with awe and wonder, and to praise self for what you are allowing yourself to experience, what you are allowing yourself to grasp as tools in the process. Play with the tools which you create. Play with the tools of the process. Then sit with the revelations that those tools will present to you. Sit with the revelations and ask, where do these revelations take me? Allow yourself to be the magician who will put together various revelations, seemingly separate, and yet as you put them together, the magician of you will make a new revelation, a new gestalt, if you will, out of all the pieces of the revelations which have come before. Then sit with that revelation and say, if this be true, where does this take me? Do not be afraid to claim where it will take you. Go boldly into new territory. Do you know that is why you enjoy your science fiction program so much? It is because you want to throw off restrictions of what this collective conscience of reality has told you it has to be. And you, at the very depth of your being, have said, no, there is more. There is much more. I vaguely, very vaguely, and sometimes not too vaguely, remember living in the Pleiades. I remember flying at the speed of light. I remember great spaceships activated by my energy, activated by thought. I remember. And then you put it in the future as a story, saying, well, this is a time to come. And yet you would not have that story within the consciousness right now if it were not something that you have already experienced. All of time is as a sphere, and every point of time-related experience is within that sphere. Every point of experience which you would call in the past is within that sphere. Every point of experience which you would call your future is within that sphere. As you will contemplate another point of experience from where you see yourself now to be, what connects you is the line, and that is why you believe in linear time. Yet it is a sphere of experience within a concept called time. Not every dimension of reality is constrained by the concept of time. In fact, you are moving yourselves out of that sphere, that bubble of time. You even have the saying, "I'm running out of time," or "I am out of time." You are bursting the bubble of the concept of time and going beyond it. Play with the revelations as they come to you. Allow them to fall into the place, into a new understanding, a new gestalt, and see where that will take you. Then allow yourself to breathe and just be. Allow yourself, when you have followed the revelations as far as that will take you, just to be. Know yourself to be the expansion of allness. Know that you experience realities and you express as energy as you understand it upon this plane. Also know that you express as the consciousness of isness in other realities and dimensions. And what allows the expression and the experience of all the dimensions and the realities is the interdimensional you. The matrix of you, which is not confined to any specific point of reality. That is the ocean of isness. I have likened it unto love, and I have spoken with you in what you call olden times to be in the awareness of love, to know yourself as love, for as you acclaim the beingness of love, you know expanded understanding of allness. Love is expansive, even when you know as human love is expansive. When you have been caught up in love with someone, your whole world changes. You feel yourself to be greater than what you had known yourself to be. You feel the object of your love to be even greater than what you have ever known anyone to be. And the experience goes beyond anything you have known the world to be. You would do anything to stay in love. It is rejuvenating. It is a wonderful place to be. And human love is but a sampling of the love which is truly you, the isness of you. I have characterized the isness of you by explaining it as love, and yet it is much more than human love. All of you are beloved of the Father. You struggle through your days. You have goals, activities which must be accomplished in every day. You have to go here. You have to go there. You have to be a certain persona. You hope you will measure up to what the employer wants you to be. You hope you will measure up to what the mate wants you to be. You hope you will measure up to what the friends, the peers expect you to be. You hope, in the deepest recesses of you, that you will measure up to what you think you might be. That is the toughest one of all. And all the time you are beloved of the Father, wondrous, wondrous being which is you. You play a game. You play an all-star game, and you are the star. You get into a most specific focus, knowing that you must connect with the ball which is coming toward you, and you must play according to the rules, arbitrary rules of the game. And you hope that you can measure up. When you do connect, you feel so alive, and all the time you are playing the game, the self of you is sitting in the stands, if you will, watching the you which is playing the all-star game, cheering you on. The matrix of you, the interdimensional you, is the source of your power of expression and experience. It is out of the matrix, the interdimensional you, that you manifest every reality which you experience. Out of the matrix of you, you fashion every experience within every reality. You do it so wondrously in this reality that you don't even not know that you're doing it. If you would see something in your life experience transformed, expand into the interdimensional you, the matrix of you, the isness of you, the love of you. Allow yourself the deep breath which we have spoken of so often. For when you take a deep breath, it opens the door to the allness of you. It opens the door to the matrix of you, and it gives you opportunity to connect in remembrance once again with the creative power which you are. Take the deep breath. If there is anything in your life experience that you would see so transformed, breathe. Allow, with that breath, the inspiration of the spirit of you, the interdimensional you, the isness of you. Allow that space of change. For when you will be focusing most specifically upon whatever is occurring in your life, and you have the nose pressed right against the problem, how much of it can you see? Not much. You are right into it. But as you will allow yourself the deep breath and you stand back a bit, you allow the connection once again with the allness of you, the creative allness of you. And in that instance of allowance and of connection, infinite wisdom, which is you, is available, ready and forthcoming. And there will be an idea which comes to you or a new perspective which says, perhaps I have seen this amiss. Perhaps that which I was calling a problem has been a gift. Perhaps that which I struggle against so hard has been the very process of awakening for me. Perhaps there is another way of looking at this. You will see a miracle. It will transform whatever you have called a problem up to the point, for there will be wisdom, guidance, inspiration which comes from the interdimensional you, which is not specifically tied to any experience or expression of reality. Now, the interdimensional you, now we are coming to the most important point. A blasphemous point, according to many, is the Father. It has been recorded in your scriptures that I said, I and the Father are one, and I am, and you are. The interdimensional you is the Father. You are not separate from the Father. You are life, are you not? Are you alive? Yes. You are expressing. You are creative, very creative. In every day you create drama for yourself, ideas and experiences. The self of the present reality comes from the interdimensional you, which is the Father, the creative one. It is out of the interdimensional you that you create every reality. Now, if the interdimensional you and the Father are one, and I assure you that you are, is there anything that you cannot transform? All power in heaven and on earth is given to you, quite literally. You manifest every reality. You call it good or bad or any gradation in between. Sometimes within a day's time you will go from interpreting an experience from one perspective to the opposite. You'll have had an experience with someone and you will feel, I was certainly stupid. I didn't say the right thing. They didn't say the right thing. To the place where perhaps in the evening you will say, Father, I see it differently now. I forgive even the previous judgment of myself and of that other one. For I didn't understand the whole vision. I only saw part of it. Within just the space of a day or even part of a day, you have transformed a reality which you have experienced because you have seen it differently. If you and the Father are one, and I assure you that you are, if you are the interdimensional you having an experience, a human experience, and that is what you are doing, is there anything to fear? In truth, no. Take yourself lightly, for does the Father fear? When you are in a space of great love, even human love, there is no room for fear, for judgment, for seeing anything less than perfection. For example, say you have met the most wonderful person. He is the object of your fascination. He is most handsome, intelligent, kind, wise, caring, and understands every mood you have. He is the epitome of your dream man. Or you have met this most wonderful, gorgeous woman. She is the most attractive, and besides that, she understands you. She is intelligent, but not too intelligent to show you up. She is intuitive. She knows exactly what needs to be said to soothe the ego, to praise you, to bring out the best in you. She loves to play with you. She loves to go anywhere you want to go. She is satisfied with whatever you will offer her, a most wonderful being. You are totally and completely in love with this one. You feel your heart wide open. You feel expansive. You feel loved by this one, and more than that, you feel yourself in the flow of love with this one. You know this one to be an incarnate love. Now, a brother looks upon the object of your love, and he is coming from a different place. He sees this woman to be most devastating energy, most bitter, selfish, greedy, critical even to the place of wanting to do you in. A sister looks upon the object of your love, and she sees one who will run roughshod over you and will trample you. But where are you when you are in the space of great love? You are not in fear of this other one at all. Great love has no room for any fear. Great love is so expansive there is not room for fear or judgment. The interdimensional you, the matrix, the wholeness of you is great love, greater than human love. Out of this interdimensional you, the isness, the expansive infinite being, which is not even contained as a being, comes every reality which you experience. Even a reality such as your present one, which has a collective consciousness based in the belief of duality, of good and evil, opposite and threats, can be and will be transformed as you live from the space of the interdimensional you. In other words, see yourself as the ocean rather than the ship upon the ocean. See yourself to be the ocean rather than just a drop of water. Know that you are having the experience of the drop of water as you choose to know individuality. But truly, you are the allness of the ocean and the expansiveness which goes beyond even the concept of the ocean. In times when you will push out the boundaries of this reality, in times when you bring to yourself great motivation to know who you are, in times of sorrow, times of fear, times of worry, times of what if, allow yourself the deep breath. Allow yourself to connect with the expansiveness which the deep breath affords you, and go into the interdimensional you. Go into that space of perfect peace, of love. Know yourself to be held loving always within the arms of the Father, of the Mother, nurtured, cared for beyond even human concept of nurturing, and then breathe from that space of total love and total trust. If you find yourself nose to nose with a challenge, breathe and go within to the place of the interdimensional isness of you, the place of great peace, the place which cannot be threatened by any of the world. Breathe and go within and claim the peace, and breathe, and breathe, and breathe, and breathe until there is a transformation. The eyes of the body may show you possible threat, but you, as the great creative one, have the power to choose. You built the aspect of choice into the belief system of this reality, and it is a wonderful thing, the power of choice. So when the eyes of the body will show you an appearance, when the eyes of the mind will show you an appearance which could be threatening or less than perfect, breathe and choose again. If you have to breathe until midnight, and if you have to breathe until the next Sabbath, and if you have to breathe until the next year, continue to choose to breathe and claim the peace and the love which is in the new space. Momentary as it may seem to be, breathe and choose anew. If you get into a confrontation with someone and there's a certain feeling of great energy which rises up within you known as anger, you have even within this reality the tool known as counting to 10 before you would speak. Counting to 10 allows you a space for breath, does it not? Hopefully somewhere in that counting you will stop and have a breath, and it allows you the gift of choosing anew. You have come seemingly as a pilgrim into a strange land, and yet you have brought with you most wonderful remembrance. The first thing that you do within this reality as you begin to activate the body is to breathe. It is a most wondrous gift. If you would transform anything which you see in your experience, breathe and then go with that sense of peace to the next revelation. It will not be denied you. You can deny it for yourself, for you can choose in the next moment to be right in the fray and to give in to the appearance, but you can also choose to breathe again and to claim the revelation of peace. If you keep on breathing long enough, that which has troubled you will take care of itself. It will disappear. I hear you say, well, Jeshua, there are some circumstances that don't seem to be quite that easy. I assure you that if you will breathe for the next 5 years of your timing, that which has seemed so big in this day will be a bit diminished. The interdimensional you is the place out of which you draw all power to create. It is a place of deep peace. It is a place where you know that I and the Father are one. I am. I am from before time began, and always and forever I will be, even beyond the concept of time. The interdimensional you is the Christ of your being. It is the Christ light, as you have the concept of light. This is the closest thing you know within this physical reality which speaks of expansiveness. And yet the Christ of you is all light, all love, and beyond that. Ascend unto the height of knowing the interdimensional you. Ascend into the most creative, miraculous space which is you. Claim your divinity. Claim your Christhood and live as a Christ even within this reality. Play with the ideas of mind. That is what the mind is for. Play with those ideas. Be creative. See where they will take you. Do not be conformed to the world belief, but see where those ideas will take you, and then breathe and go even further into the isness of you. This world is a playground which you have made. It is very much as a playground where you see the small children playing. Some of them run about quite freely and are most in awe of what the body can do, how they can run very fast. They can do the somersault. They can climb the tree. They can fall from the heavens and bounce when they hit the earth. Others come from fear, and they feel that if they fall, they'll get hurt, and they do. The world which you have made is a playground, and as you have known old baggage from other lifetimes, old beliefs, sometimes you have fallen and you have said, because of old belief I must be hurt. Know that there is an instant, before you claim what an experience is, where you have choice. Know that sometimes information may be given to you that a loved one has passed on. There has been an accident and they have deceased the body. In an instant when that news is being delivered to you, there is a choice point, a point of choice where you have said, this isn't true. Maybe this is true. I have choice about this. For just an instant, there has been a feeling of, I can make choice about this. Then the world belief comes with all the old baggage which you have known throughout many lifetimes, and have accepted as real, and the old baggage says, it must be true. There is sorrow, there is loss within this reality. But there has been a moment of choice where you have known for a fraction of an instant that you could either accept the news as real or not. Now you are moving to a place where you're beginning to understand that the world is of your making, and that it is a playground. Yes, there are times when you're going to fall down, and the habitual understanding is that you're going to get hurt. But you are also moving to a place where you've experienced falling down and you have said, well, miracles of miracles, I don't feel hurt. What happened? I will tell you what happened. You moved into the space of the interdimensional you long enough to know that you could see it differently. In other words, you claimed a new perspective. It had all the makings of a tragedy. It had all the makings of something really negative, and yet you have not felt that it was bad at all. It is because you are moving into a new place of understanding the world. You are the creator of it, and no longer does the baggage of old belief have to be part of this reality. You are allowing yourself a space, albeit small, but it is growing, space of choice, a space which says, I can see this differently. I don't have to be hurt. I don't have to feel lost. I don't have to be ready with an answer. Whatever they said or did, that was their thing to do. What is it to me? If you will ask yourself the question, what is that to me, in the moment before the reaction comes, and breathe, you will find that all wisdom and all power is yours. Many times there is no response that needs to be given except a smile. You know how to smile confounds another one who would find himself in constriction and anger. A smile offers the other one choice, and sometimes they do not want to see choice because they are sure how the avenue has to go. As you smile at them, you give them a choice of either letting it go and smiling back or keeping on with all their energy, which will very soon fizzle out anyway if they do not feed it. There is great power in a smile. You do not even have to put words to it. Call upon the reality, capital R, of the interdimensional you, the matrix out of which you have this experience. Call upon the isness of you as often as you can remember. As you will practice breathing and being in the space of great expansive love of self and others, you will find that it becomes easier and easier to abide in the place of the beholder, of watching the game. Knowing that you are in the game, you are playing it, but you are also the beholder, and you are the one who can change even the rules of the game, and you can bring yourself home. Come home, beloved one.